Does this deck look familiar to you? Maybe you got it already. I got mine as a gift and I wanted to show you what's inside. It's kind of like an unboxing, I guess, but there's so many beautiful tarot decks out there, and you probably have a big collection like I do. And if you don't get a chance to regularly work with them, this is a good opportunity to go through them and show you what's inside. So this was created by Minerva Siegel and Andrea Campos, and I hope I pronounced those correctly. And it's a really pretty box. You open it up, you've got your little book, got our whole deck here. The back is really nice. I really do like this. It's very friendly looking. And that's kind of the energy you get off of it when you open it up. It's a very friendly deck. So if you love houseplants, and I do, and you love tarot, it's a natural pairing for you to have this deck. So a couple of the features of it. So it is kind of modeled after the Smith Rider-Waite. Instead, so there's some suit changes. So the way that they are conveyed is a little bit different. So instead of swords, you've got, we flip through here. I mixed mine up already, so they're not in order. We got cacti for swords. We've got, hold on a sec. As soon as I went to look for it, it's not there. Oh, succulents. These represent cups. Wands are covered off by flowering plants, which makes complete sense. I love that. And pentacles are potted trees. So I'll take you through a quick tour of the majors. So we've got Fool, a little seedling. Makes complete sense. Love it. Magician. If you go through the book, it will actually give you the name of the plant that corresponds with it. Because I don't know. I love houseplants, but I don't know them all at all. So it's really good if you reference this book while you're working with this deck, because I think there's a lot of value you can get by looking at the type of plant that's been chosen to represent each particular card. So you don't want to lose out on that, the wisdom from a particular plant. We've got Hierophant. I think those are books it's sitting on, I'm not sure. Lovers. Chariot. So we've got really clean designs, really clean pictures. You will have to know, like if you pick this deck up and you're not using a book, you kind of need to have a foundation of understanding for what the cards mean. So you would want to have that going into this, unless you rely solely on this book, which for broad stroke or high level reading is really good. You can get information off of that and also rely on your intuition. But some of the details you might not get as much of just relying on this. You will want to pull in some of your other resources for that. The Hermit looks like an air plant, beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. Justice, we have some balance going on there. Hanged Man, the String of Pearls, I love that plant. Death, of course, dead plant, perfect. Temperance, Fiddle Leaf Fig. The Devil, Devil's Vine. Tower, we've got a tower of precariously perched pots. That was a really difficult thing to say all at once. The Star. Now I love the seemingly random insertions where the cards have completely different colors, which is meant to convey, obviously, part of the meaning. So the moon has this beautiful blue. The Sun, Judgment, and I really enjoyed this little detail. It's a lily, and lilies have a trumpet-like shape. That's meant to mimic the trumpet the angel has in the traditional Rider-Waite image on the card. And we got the World. So your majors, then we, as I said before, each of the suits has a different plant category that kind of corresponds to it. So flowering plants are our wands. We've got the potted trees, these are the pentacles. And this one, you can see this is the five, corresponding to the the 4 of pentacles, my goodness. I thought this one was really interesting. People, I think, sometimes lose some of the nuance of Pentacles as a suit. They simplify it, which, because on the surface it is very, very much so a material world type of suit, but it's actually linked very much to what we value and what is spiritually valuable to us. So for that, I think this was a really interesting image to select for this card, and I think it's pretty deep, so I like it very much. So we've got all kinds of beautiful illustrations. Go through. So the court cards look very much like all of the others. They have a plant of some kind or another image to represent it. And again, if you go through the book, so this one, for example, if you drew the 6 of succulents, ponytail palm, so it actually talks about the plant, the qualities of that plant, and how it relates to the card. So there's a really interesting connection. That's what I really do enjoy about this deck. I haven't used it as much as I'd like to, so I thought maybe today, I've been using it, you know, one a day, kind of show me what you're like. A lot of people, when they get a tarot deck, they'll give it a deck interview, and that's kind of like a spread where you ask, what are you good for? And, you know, you'll have your different card positions to answer those questions. I'm way too casual for that, so it's just every day it's been a lay down a card, you know, what's it about today? All right, and that's what we're working with. But in the book, the author shows us a couple of signature spreads. So I would like to try the planting new seeds spread. So we'll do that in a second. So let's pick a question. I chose a planting new seeds spread that I'm going to work with, and it kind of talks about like the starting of a project, how you should start, what challenges, obstacles, final outcomes. So pretty standard kind of spread, all purpose for the most part when someone has a question about something that they're beginning. So the question today I'll use is, I'm starting a new business relationship. How's that going to go? So let's go ahead, shuffle, and lay the spread and see what comes out. Okay, the deck is all shuffled. We thought about the question, and now we're going to flip the cards. So for card position 1 is how should I begin the journey? Got the 4 of Cups. Okay, interesting. What challenges will I face? Hierophant reversed. Okay, yep. How will I overcome this is card position 3. How will I overcome obstacles, rather. The 9 of Pentacles, or 9 of potted trees. And finally, card position 4, what will the final result look like? And we've got the Magician, so I am super into that. Like, notwithstanding anything that's going on here, to have the Magician come up as the final outcome for a new business relationship, that's pretty promising. The sense I'm getting from the how should I start the journey with the 4 of succulents, just be prepared. Don't be closed off to things that are coming to you, even though they're not in the format that you are expecting them to be. Hierophant reverse challenges, that's going to be probably situations that are not expected as well. So clients that don't necessarily fit the ultimate or the ideal profile for this particular question. Be prepared for unconventional or unusual circumstances. No problem. How will you overcome obstacles? So 9 of Pentacles, 9 of potted trees. And again, this is where you really need to rely on your foundational understanding of card meanings, unless you refer to the book that comes with the deck. So I'm trying to rely simply on my understanding of the cards, and as well as trying to figure out, based on the imagery of the card, how it connects. So 9 of Pentacles for this. I'm calling to mind the visual aspect of things. So on the Rider deck, you see a falcon with its hood on, and other creatures like that snail down in there. I'm calling up that image to talk about patience and having to be aware of things. So overcoming obstacles by just believing in that having that inherent confidence and having patience and keeping your eyes open. So taking things as they come at you really is probably going to be the best approach for this new partnership. So not be too rigid, be flexible. That's what I got from that deck, from that little spread. And I think it's fantastic. The meaning came through loud and clear. Overall, I really think this is an excellent deck to work with. I wouldn't recommend it for beginners per se, just because I'm a sucker for a traditional deck, but that's just my opinion. It's not worth anything. What matters is how you work with tarot, how you work with your form of divination, and what speaks to you. And I love plants, I love tarot, so this is natural for me. I'll probably use it more for new projects or things that are fresh or in the beginning stages, or questions about things that have those qualities. I don't know if I'd use it for a heavy question. When there's a lot of relationship issues, I'd probably use a different deck for that, but that's just my preference as a reader. I have different tools for different purposes. So I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful deck. It feels so good in your hands. Like, I love the feel of it. It's not slippery. It shuffles well. Overall, fantastic. And I look forward to using it more. I hope this sort of tour, it's not a review per se, it's more of a tour of the deck. I hope it's been useful for you. And I hope you, if you find the opportunity to support the author and the illustrator, pick it up for yourself and have fun with it. Thanks a lot. Take care.